Good afternoon, everyone. Anyone looking at this video today, we're at 142 Thick Neck Road in Edenton, North Carolina. It's giving you a good look of the out front of the home. You'll notice over there, maybe through this video, there's a church with a blue roof. That's another road there that will lead you to 17. Along with this road that we're on, going that way is just about a mile, or if that, I'm not sure, will take you to 17. But we're going to turn around here and get a look at the property. And this is it, an expansive front yard, very easy to mow. It's got about an acre and a little bit more, I believe it's an acre and 1.375 acres is what we got here. Happens to be an electrical pole right in the yard. That's a little unusual, but you know, that's just what's here. And we'll go up the driveway, and one side is woods, on the other side is woods also, and in the back is woods. You know, you're pretty private here. That's not a problem. We'll look at some of the front, and then we'll go in the actual front door over here. And I'm toting the paperwork with me so I can refresh myself if I have forgotten something on here. Square footage, I believe, is around 2,400 square feet. Okay. And come under this nice driveway here. It's a rock pebble driveway, pretty good shape. You'll see some other buildings in the back beyond that car. And the carport, which is, yes, could you possibly maybe get 2 cars in there? I don't know. You'd have to measure because the steps are coming out right there. Depends on the size of the car, I do believe. You might get 2 beside each other. You got steps here that actually lead up there, but this door is locked, so we'll investigate that another way. Just give you a good view of in here. That's a nice looking critter there. Yeah, it's kind of cute actually, huh? All right, so we'll pan around here and look out. It's not a 2-car garage, but you know, it's expansive enough to put 2 cars in it. I think most of you are aware of that kind of garage door setup, and leading to the backyard. They pretty well got it manicured pretty good. And then walkway up to the house. A lot of hostas. I don't know if that's a boxwood or not. I'm not a big gardenist. You know. We'll come in. They've got the petunias hanging on the front porch to dress it up. Now, what I did notice is the decking boards are all 2-bys. It's not a 1-by or anything. If you even see right there, that's a 2-by. So the porch is pretty steady. Painted gray. And the ceiling's in a, well, about the same color gray. Blue, it's kind of a traditional. We do have a vinyl siding. Home was built in 1985. Not sure when the vinyl siding would have been done. The windows do look newer, if not new. Difficult to tell, but you can see those from the inside. They do have a swing here, which I'm sure is on a nice support, and a swing on that end. Okay, just to get a view out from here. All right, try to give you views everywhere. I think as if you were walking here. You know, one lone pine right out there in the middle. And I have a feeling those trees were here when they cleared the land, or if they cleared the land. They've been here a while. They're gum trees. All right, I'll open up the door, and right away, you have your steps, the railing. It's got, it tends to try to have, or it seems like it has, you know, that traditional feeling, you know, a little bit. Because these boards look to be like boards. They've actually been face nailed, if you can see that right there, to the floor. And there are little gaps in between the boards like you would have in a much older home, and they follow this trend all the way up the stairs. Now this is a foyer. you know, just to give you an idea, you know, you're not much bigger than 3 foot across here. You know, wide enough to open the door, receive someone in and speak with them, you know, and then let them in. A little pathway to that side leads to the kitchen, breakfast area. Here's the dining room. We'll go there. And over here's the living room. So I'm going to start with the dining room just so it has a little bit better flow. So we'll go in here. This room looks to be at least maybe 12 foot wide at least by, I would say, maybe 14-ish long. Has a smooth ceiling. Okay, not a popcorn. It is a smooth, like drywall ceiling. They've got the 15 panel light. Same thing over there, 15 panel light. Right now it's painted a green. And looking at the windows, we'll come from this way and back up so you get a better view of it. Okay, vent in the floor. Turn around, that does go to the kitchen. So I would say that this is the formal dining. And it leads back out to the foyer, whatever. This is it. And the living room. Fireplace. We'll look at that in a second. This room looks to be at least 12 and a half right here at least. You know, where the TV is going over. The whole room is probably at least 24. At least 24. And you see that cabinet over there goes back even a little bit further, so you get another foot or so wider over there. Right now, this actually looks like a wood-burning fireplace, okay? Either that or it's a very good copy, just because of these handles on it, you know. And yeah, that's an insert, and it is wood-burning. We can verify that. And if anyone ever puts an offer on this with me, we will verify it to be sure that it is. All right, so I'll step back this way so you can see where I just walked. You know, came in, 2 windows, window to the side here, and there's your entry with side lights on the door. I didn't point that out to begin with, but yes, it does. Small light fixture at the top. It's white. This does have a textured ceiling, okay, to give you an idea. All right, you know, lights up there for the mantle. And coming in here, patio doors to the outside, another window, and come around. It's a built-in bookcase. Excuse me. Storage underneath, open cabinetry, and we'll walk out here in a second. And just so we get a view back from this way, okay? You know, remember, these are videos. Pause them when you want to look at them. Now, this, if I'm not mistaken, is a wood box. Ones I'm used to having should have access. Yep, looks like there's a door on the outside. Maybe hard here to see. So that you can put wood in from the outside. And then it keeps it closed, okay? Little archway into the breakfast room and kitchen. We'll get that in a second. Patio door, one side swinging, other side fixed. Okay. All right, we'll walk out here. This porch, again, seems to be at least a 12. You know, if not a little bit more. It's screened in. This is like another, well, since it comes out here, this might be 12 by 16. You know, vinyl siding, standard. This is a plywood ceiling. I'm unsure. Did I miss this on the inside? We're going to check it out to see what it is. Maybe I didn't notice in there. Did I miss something? Be something interesting to find out about. And here we go. Not sure what that concrete slab is down there. I didn't really investigate the back. There goes a rabbit. Oh, there's a couple of German Shepherd puppies. I just seen them. Okay. And the pool area. We'll walk out there in a minute after we get through with the house. On the inside, got a light running from a plug-in to something there. Maybe it's a camera or something. I don't know. It's not plugged in, but let's go back in. Same door. Ignore that fella in the reflection. All right. So then from the living room, we will go to the breakfast room. Chandelier, little bay seating window. Ceilings in here are smooth. Okay, you got some downlights in the ceiling. You do have a built-in there in the breakfast room against the wall, which is basically a desk, I do believe. Make it whatever you want. Drawers, let's see here. These are built in and they are on rollers. Okay, so it's not the old school slide wood to wood. Pantry, I believe, right here. I know pantry is of interest to someone I know. It's a little deep. It's like at least 2 foot deep down in there. The shelves are minimum 14 inches, I believe, wide. And then, of course, the doors do have these shelves in them. So that gives you a little more storage. And that door likes to close on its own, which is great for a lazy man like me. Alrighty, let's close this up. And let's get a different perspective of the room from the foyer as you come in, which while we're here, is your hot water heater. Okay, underneath here, and there's your return for your AC. Okay, also your thermostat. All right, louvered door. Pull that, and then this look. And this is the entry into the breakfast room. All right, same floors throughout on the main floor. Almost. Kitchen, dishwasher. These are Formica countertops. They are not marble. Okay. That is leading back into your dining room. All right. So, cabinets. They all have glass doors on this wall. I don't know if you noticed that. All have glass doors. A built-in oven. And let's step back. Get a good view of this from here. We'll look at it from other angles too. You notice the cabinets over there on that wall have no windows. Okay, or glass doors, however you want to say them. Coming in here, there's your half bath. We'll look at it. Just want to get you a perspective of the kitchen. You know, some in lights, some ceiling lights, I mean. This floor is done in the same way. I don't understand, and I'll tell you why. It's the same, is why the seam? Was there an add-on? Because you clearly see it. And that's almost what it feels like. But, you know, I don't know what was done here since 1985, but it all still matches, you know. Get a look from that way. Let's do this. The owners did point out to me, since the owner is a realtor and he's selling, is that this is broken, but they've ordered another one to go into here. Okay. These countertops are tile. Okay, so, all right, and you got long cabinets in here. And there's the meter box, which, you know, I didn't open this up in here looking forward. I was like, well, where is the meter box? But then it goes back a little ways, and it is hard to tell what size meter. I can't read it. And I don't know how. Let's see here. Is there a light switch that'll help me over here? I don't know. Well, let's see. Let's see. 200. It is a 200 amp. I don't know if you can see that, but it's right on that handle. Am I shaking too much? Yeah. So it's 200 amp. All right. And the countertop does go all the way back up in there. All right. Whoops, I gotta get that. That was my paper. Okay, storage. And just a C, storage, okay? All right. And a tile does go back up in there. Let me get down and get this piece of paper. All right. And glass doors behind here's a microwave, so there must be a plug-in behind it. Actually, the plug-in looks like it's coming through the side. Let's see that. Ah, okay, there it is. It comes through the side and then comes down to this plug-in. So, all right. All right, just try to investigate where I can to find things, because you never know who will ask or want to know. And the kitchen is the heart of the home, so people are more interested in it. These hang down. They're pretty large, but they fit in the space, you know, believe it or not. Looks like standard cabinets to me. Okay, all matching. Alrighty. And the window and sink, porcelain sink. And we're back over to the breakfast area. Walk around and we'll step here. This is I call it a half bath. Simply because there's a toilet and a sink. And you know, I like looking at things and saying, well, what did they do wrong? You know, just putting the sink and the toilet on another side. You know, you had room to open your door and you had room for a shower. You could have had another whole bathroom. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. It's still a nice bathroom. Smooth ceiling again in the bathroom. And go here. I'll call this the washer dryer area, utility room. They've got puppies here or key cats or something. All right. And a fan. And now this is a laminate type of floor, it feels like. Without these shoes on, it's really hard to tell exactly what it is. Might even be, I don't know, hard to say. But washer dryer. In here we have the old style wood window. Okay, same over there. All right. Now walk back and forth. Now this door does lead out to the garage. I'll show you that. I think the other windows in the house, you know, they've all been newer kind of windows, 2-pane. But in here, it is a utility room. It is closed off, even though it's heated, it looks like. And it's got AC. You can close it off. The windows aren't that big of an issue, I don't believe. But some people may think so, and that's their privilege and their right. And now we're back into the garage. Door to the backyard access. Okay. And they've got that refrigerator in here. Okay. Insulation, nothing up there. Okay. All right. Let's close this. And let me lock it back. So we see that we locked it. I locked it. All right. I'm going to close this door as I come back in here because quite honestly, I can't remember if it was open or not. But, all right. Let me cut this light off because I had it on. All right. Try to leave things as I found them. All right. Walk back through, view into the dining room. And we'll go take a gander upstairs. Okay. I hope that I've covered most of what someone would see here. All right. Like I said, wood steps all the way up. Pretty solid. As you come up, there's a little bit of unique difference up here, and I'm going to point that out in the floor so I can get it over with, is that the landing has the same floor as down there. Okay? The bedrooms are different. Okay? They've got separators. The floor seems like it's on the same plane, or, you know, it's pretty level. It's hard to tell with these. It might be a little bit, but you can't tell it. Still wood floors, just a different style and type. I don't know if you see the difference. There's no face nailing in the floor. They're more tight together, although there are some little cracks and seams, still like an old-timey floor. Okay, I know I've been showing you the floor long enough. You want to look at the room, right? Okay, so in this room, I would call this the master down here. I don't know if I when I go back down, I'll try to tell the sizes of those other rooms. This room looks to be at least 13 or 14 wide, maybe. And at least, it depends on how you want to measure it, how you want to feel it, right? From here to over there, maybe 13 feet. Maybe 13 feet. And I'm guessing. I'll try to get clarification if we have to. And then they've got this cutout, you know. Makes the room feel bigger. And yes, you can store things on there. And as you see, they've got a dresser bureau there. A bureau, a dresser, whatever you want to call it. Access to more storage under here is what we've got right there. And spin around beadboard. Looks like to me paneling on the ceiling with the strips sealing the seams. Okay. I don't know if you see that good enough, but that's not a true beadboard. It is a paneling. Okay, but it's still pretty. It's still pretty. Now in here, I came up here and turned on the light. This is the master closet. Okay. All right, so it goes back, 7, if you count the corners, probably 8 feet or so, maybe a little bit back, and it's just wide enough to you, as you see it, 2 layers of clothes and a person to walk in, and which I have done. Turning around, it's got a textured ceiling. Okay, coming back out. All right, floor follows throughout. All right. Okay, and they got a brand nice new kind of ceiling fan in my opinion, an old style kind of room. But then I'm gonna cut this light off because I cut it on when I came up here. All right, sorry for looking at the wall. And the master bath tile. Okay, good 1 foot by 1 foot square tiles is what it looks like. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4 piece shower, step-in shower, and it does have textured ceiling, and these are textured walls here. It is closed up with a curtain door. There's a little spot under there for a trash can or something. There's a mirror there. I'm trying to avoid it because you don't want to see me. But again, tiled countertop, sink, cabinetry. Actually has a newer taste to it. But yes, okay. And there's a place for another trash can. It'd be nice if there was another, I don't know, sink there and a trash can for the fella in the room, if there is a fella or whomever. And the toilet, place to sit, view out the back, old style window, okay? It's not the new style. Let's spin around, and now let's step out and we'll get a little, maybe a gander of it again from outside distance. Come in and shower and sink. Okay, so this is the master. The other 2 rooms or bedrooms share this bathroom. Let me step back. Okay, alrighty, and this will make the second full bathroom, and then we have the bathroom downstairs. They're counting it as a bath, but to me it's a half bath. And 1 sink, as you can see here. Let me see. There we go. Woo! All right. That light's a good touch to me. It adds a little more light in here. Light fixture on the ceiling. It's a full-size tub and shower combination. And that is a 1-piece tub. I know some people that don't quite care for a 1-piece tub, but that's what it is. Okay. The toilet, it's a laminate floor in here. And the linen closet, whatever closet. Okay. All right. So I'll know, okay, I see now it's open there going down. And trash can, okay. And as I said, 1 sink. And we're going to head out and see the bathrooms. All right, here's another return. Going up, and then let me step back so we can get a better view of this. The attic access, okay, pull down. All right. We're going to go in this one first because I have something special for you on the other one. Going into this bedroom, again, same floors as the other bedrooms, but now we're open underneath each one of them. I mean, that's a great kids' room, if you ask me. That's 2 different forts. You know, you can do them up nice. And again, this is a room that looks out to the front. Newer windows, okay? Pull around, newer window over there. Little bit textured ceiling. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, textured ceiling. This room is a good 13, maybe almost 14, maybe by again, maybe the 11 and a half or 12. But then you open these up and it's a lot more room in here, especially I think for kids. That's pretty awesome. And this closet is deep. Okay. And if you really wanted, could, you know, be arranged for more hanging storage if you wanted it. There is a light in here, but I did not turn it on. Maybe I should. I don't know if that's it. Nope. I don't know where the switch is at. Okay. Is it on the wall in here? Oh, it's on a little pull chain up there. I ain't gonna reach up there. We got it. I'm gonna leave it. All right, we'll close that. These are solid wood, by the way. All right. These are hollow. These doors are hollow core. And we'll step out back in here to this bedroom, which is painted a pretty blue. Little bit smaller than the other room. This is maybe a 12 by 12. Smooth ceiling this time. Okay, so we got some different ceilings in the home. Blue baseboard, like I said, the floors. And then you got a closet over here. No handles on it. Newer windows. I'm moving too fast, sorry. But this outlooks the back, the pergola, the pool. A couple of dogs are out there. Let's see here. We'll open this up. There's no handles on it, but I was able to get it open. I mean, standard size closet. Maybe a little deeper than normal. They had some shelves in here before, it looks like. Okay. Yeah, there's the actual shelves. They must have took them off a while. I don't know what they did. But anyway, you got that. And then this, you know, I thought was access to utilities like a air handler or something. Well, let's go. And this is like Alice in Wonderland and going down the hole. There we go. Now you see. I guess some of you by now are already guessing where this is going. And this is a room. Now I'm 6 foot, almost 6'1". I can't quite stand up in this room. And I don't know even if there's a light switch. Yep, there it did come on. Okay. So there's a vinyl floor. It's just a place they got stuff in here, which is what it could be. You know, I'm turning around. They got some nice paint. Oh, look at that wonderful painting, y'all. I mean, that's a masterpiece. Somebody, USAB. Okay. Somebody needs to frame that. And that, I don't know if that's real or not, but that's pretty cool. Anyway, this is it. Now, we come through to here. I don't even know if there's another light in here. Nope, no light in here. I don't see it. Now, this has a flat carpet kind of area. And they've been using it for hanging. It looks like they got the rods up here, or somebody has. I'll step back so you can see this. There you go. 2 different rooms, little rooms. Great for storage, that kind of thing. I didn't see any heating or air conditioning vents. So then you come into here. And I guess you all understand where this is now. This is over the garage. Okay? So, that being said, it is a textured ceiling. And this is the, yep, I didn't test it before. It's the old style beadboard, and the home's built in the 60s and 70s, which is great. Storage access there and there. You know, it is, let's see here. Let me give you a try to. Somewhere right in here, I don't know if that's hard to tell, maybe 2 foot away. It's just barely tall enough for me to, my head bumps it, just to give you an idea. So you got a good, I'd say 10 foot wide by, again, maybe 20 foot in here from that side to that side. But if you count the angles, you got at least a good 12 foot wide. And as you think, this is the stairs that goes down to the garage, okay? That door was just locked. I couldn't come up that way. And I didn't want to go down and unlock it. Ceilings, lights in the ceilings. Nice little space. Now, got AC here, which is possibly a heat pump also. We'd have to check on that. I don't remember reading it, what it was or not. But yes, give you a view of this area. Go through the newer windows in here. Yes. And then I'll look back. Okay. A little cubby hole in there. I'm not quite sure why that's different, but it is. Okay. So now let's go back out. And remember to cut this light off in here. There we go. And they do have some outlets in here. I don't know about in there. It's hard to tell. There's things up against the wall. Cut the light off. And now I can feel it back in the AC. All right, let's close this door. Very good. Now let's go out the back. Check out the patio area. Now, I don't remember turning on these lights. I'm going to leave them and we'll go down. All right, so I didn't see any other access to the back except for here. I don't remember any. And so you go out to the garage. So let's go this way and see what we find. All right. Oh yeah, this kitchen area. That's what I want to tell you was the size of it. You're again looking at a good, I think, at least a 12, if not a little more, over in this area, because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's about at least 12, and this whole area all the way across here is about like the kitchen. Is probably a good 22, 24 foot, maybe. That's a wild guess. Good size. There's room to move around, no doubt. Okay. Now let's go out here on the patio. Sorry about leaving that door open like that. All right. They do have a hook on it here. Got some German Shepherds back there. They're beautiful. Okay. Brick patio. Would come back to life with a little bit of pressure washing. You have a little hole right there that could be easily fixed, and that's a wasp chasing me. All right, in the back. Okay. This looks to be the mini split that probably runs that up there. So what it looks like, yeah, the power going to it, and then the supply lines going up to the mini split. In the back, around the pool, okay, we've got a picket fence. You know, I'm unsure what that cement is. Maybe there was a steps there at one time before all this here and it just got changed around. Possibly. Kind of maybe what it was. I don't know. But not important. Look at the little bunny rabbit there. I don't know if y'all can see him or not. There he is. Look at the wildlife. He's just sitting there looking at me. He must know I got a couple of wild bunny friends at my house because I feed them all the time. Well, I wouldn't say necessarily feed them, but I feed them. Yeah, I give them carrots. And here's the pool. Walk in. I don't see any depth markings or anything. Just something you can ask. The filter and stuff. I'm sure you have to winterize that. Rose bushes. Okay. Walking around. All right. It does have a vinyl liner, so it is not a tile because I can see the wrinkles in it in there. I don't know that if you can or not, but you see that little line right there? That's where it's wrinkled and it's catching some of the dirts and stuff. Don't know how deep it is, but that's something you ask. Does have a diving board, so you know, it better be at least 8 foot to me. I guess this was a water feature. Maybe it still is. All right, mulch, magnolia tree. Yeah. Magnolia trees are great. They have a lot of litter though, and they will get huge over the years. All right. Let's walk to the back. There's the entrance to the garage. Vinyl siding. No trim on the eaves and stuff. That's wood. That is a painting requirement. Okay. Let's go this way. And I hope the doggies are at least a little cordial. Nice barn. Looks like they're gonna cut out for key cats or something. And then, yeah, ain't they pretty? Hey, buddies. I'm glad you're wagging your tail because I'm scared. Anyway, lawn is maintained, coming back here to a T. They got a nice place to live. All right, we'll get a look at the house from back here. There's field just beyond those trees. But I can barely see it through the trees, which means nobody can see through here. So it is private. And this poor tree has seen it day, hadn't it, people? Yeah, but it's far away from everything. And as we scan around and look at the property, the dog house, the barn, and then the house in the back. And we'll walk on the other side of the home and see what we can discover over there. Now that's a wisteria bush tree. You can keep that trimmed up and it'll grow just like a tree almost, but it requires, I won't call it maintenance, because you can just take some hedge trimmers and be done with it. And it's not really a maintenance issue in my humble opinion. Beautiful beech tree. Nice place for some chairs to sit out in the summer evenings. Stay cool. There went Mr. Bunny. There went Mr. Bunny. He finally ran. And this one here, let me look. Beech trees are known to go hollow, and they'll go hollow from the bottom. You know, or at least you'll know it from there. But this one is pretty solid. I think she'll be here another 50 to 100 years at least. All right. Step here. Mimosa tree. Pretty, but I consider it a weed tree. Grows fast, leaves a lot of dead limbs over time. You can plant one of these yesterday and it'll be that big tomorrow. I'm joking. There's another wisteria with a mixed in of some kind of wild, I don't know if it's wild or not. I know that might not be wisteria. I might be telling a lie there by accident. But anyway, there's your mimosa. See those little puff blooms? They are pretty though. I will say that. And from this side, now from over here, you'll see your 2 air conditioners for the home, because they're handling the different floors, I believe. And you then got the mini split for over the garage. And right here, you notice that little box right there. That's where I was talking about. You push wood through to be able to burn wood in the living room. And I think if I had to guess, hit a hole there, folks. It's not hard to do. I think, I could be wrong. If I had to guess, the septic tank is over here somewhere, just because of the mound. Okay, so we'll walk over here. We'll give you the last tour of the gum trees, which will leave little round balls on the ground. But you just mow them up and you're good. All right, well, I am back at the front and we are done. 142 Thick Neck Road, Edenton, North Carolina. Asking price $420,000 as of today, which is the very 1st of June. We'll talk to you guys later.